You may not be able to do a 10x with Bitcoin so easily or so quickly, but in my opinion, it's still the ultimate digital reserve. And welcome to yet another car journey video. Now in this video, I'm gonna basically go over some coins that might be worth looking at in the next 12 to 24 months, or perhaps are good opportunities during a bear market, because now is the time to take action, as I've said in previous videos. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not investment advice, okay? I'm not telling you guys to buy anything, I'm not telling you guys to do anything, I'm just sharing with you guys what I think might do well in the future. So I'm gonna go over a few, not in any particular order, no favoritism here today, and yeah, let's see what you guys think. Ontology. Now, Ontology was just launched its mainnet. Now, originally it was a token on the Neo blockchain. The thing is with Ontology, because it's very similar to Neo, where you have Neo, and for when you hold Neo privately, you earn gas, the gas token. With Ontology, you basically earn the ONG token. So the more ONT you own privately, the more ONG you earn passively. Now, when people start getting wind of this and are aware of this, they may start to buy more ONT tokens to just earn that free ONG. It can basically communicate with different blockchains. It can communicate with like Ethereum, I think with Tron as well, I'm not too sure about that. But it can definitely bridge blockchains together as well, the Ontology protocol. Check out the article on that. Next shitcoin, EOS. I think EOS is gonna it can definitely do well in the right circumstances. So on the EOS ecosystem, you can basically trade RAM, you can buy and sell RAM and speculate on it. I don't think people are quite understanding the purpose of the RAM. It's so that developers can build applications with. So the more RAM you have, the more capacity you have to build. Okay, the more resources, because having the EOS tokens entitles you to more resources. Now I think EOS, there is still a lot of hype and confidence and excitement behind EOS. I think it's going to do well. I do think that EOS will follow Ethereum price-wise in the next few years, in my opinion, because it has previously, based on the data that we have already, it has moved very similar to Ethereum in terms of price. So I think EOS could be one to watch. Don't be surprised if you see $100 EOS. You guys might disagree on that. And this whole RAM thing, if people continue to speculate on it, it could push the price up of EOS as well. Whales are making a killing off RAM, buying and selling and speculating off RAM. Next, I would say Ripple and Stellar are, well, XRP and Stellar, because Ripple and XRP have totally separated themselves from each other. Now, we've seen that Ripple can pump hard. Whether or not you guys like Ripple, it can pump. People have made money on Ripple. Why am I bringing Stellar into this? Stellar often moves very similar to Ripple. Whenever Ripple has pumped, Stellar has also gone up after it. Or whenever Ripple has crashed, it's dragged down Stellar with it. Ripple and Stellar are very much intertwined. The Stellar founder, Jed, he owns a lot of Ripple as well. They have a very mixed destiny, in my opinion, and their price patterns are very, very similar. So if you hold Ripple and you hold Stellar, you've probably noticed that they both move up at the same time. Very, very similar. When one pumps, it's like a rivalry as well, you know. So if you hold one, holding the other might be beneficial, potentially. I think it peaked at like $350. It could definitely triple from its all-time highs. It's got this halving coming up in 2019. In its agreement to implement SegWit, Litecoin whales or Litecoin movers and shakers will actually fork it to 2 megabytes if it reaches 50% capacity. So that might be quite bullish news for the big blockers. Perhaps Bcash, Bitcoin Cash fans might find that refreshing. I don't know. What else? Tron. Now, Tron with its plagiarized white paper. Now, a lot of people call Tron a shitcoin. I don't particularly trust Tron, but like I've said before, a coin can be a shitcoin and still pump. A coin doesn't need to be innovative to pump. Now, whether or not you think Tron is innovative or not, that's not the discussion. But I think they've burnt like a chunk of their coins that are in circulation. Also, as well, Tron does have a following. And it does have, I mean, it's got links with Alibaba as well. So whether or not you like Tron, whether or not any of us like Tron, it does have the ability to pump high. It can really move in the future. Whether or not it's here for the long run remains to be seen. Now, IOTA is another one that I'm keeping an eye on. And again, it's one of those, you either love or you either hate IOTA. Now, I'm very interested in IOTA because I like to be the contrarian, but also I'm very interested in the Tangle tech, right? The DAG. I think it's very, very interesting. If it is proven to work, and this is the same with things like Nano and Byteball. So really, when I'm talking about this, I'm kind of mentioning Nano and Byteball as well, right? Because I know Mark Demerzel, he's very bullish on Byteball as well, and it uses similar tech to IOTA. So IOTA, Byteball, and Nano, Tangle tech shitcoins, I think, could be one to watch. In theory, they're scalable, they're faster, they're cheaper. I think IOTA is feeless, and Nano, I think, is feeless as well. And I think they could do really, really well in the ideal market circumstances. Tangle tech isn't proven, but Taiwan is actually pushing forward smart cities. And who's going to be building the infrastructure for this? It's IOTA. It's the IOTA protocol that's going to be making this happen. That's a very bullish move, right? That's what we're looking for. Real world adoption. Right? That's where we come out from speculation, like a video like this, which is basically mere speculation, let's be honest, to real utility. So if IOTA is proven to work, if the tech is proven, if it can work, then yeah, I mean, it can really skyrocket. We saw what Nano did last year, where it was only like 1 cent and it peaked at like $20–30. So, you know, the potential is there. People are bullish on this tech. That's another one to watch, potentially. I think there's Kin, which is basically using Ethereum and Stellar's protocol to launch its own blockchain. Okay, it's like kind of like a hybrid blockchain. Another thing with Stellar as well, I just remembered, Stellar is actually going to be rolling out Lightning Network later this year. So, you know, they don't need it. They've just said they're doing it just because they can and because they want to. Komodo, that was the one I wanted to talk to you guys about. I think that Komodo is definitely one to look out for. Really is. Why? Why is Komodo one to look out for? Well, I've mentioned Komodo in the past when I've kind of done my insight videos. Apparently Komodo will be able to process up to like 1 million transactions a minute or something like that. Again, verify that. I'll try and find a link to show a picture of. But also, I'm impressed. I like the idea of it being able to communicate with other blockchains and use the processing power, the hashing power of other blockchains to process its own network. Delayed proof of work, and it can basically, using notary nodes, communicate with Bitcoin's nodes and use Bitcoin's hashing power to process its own blocks. Now, I've got a little theory of mine where I think AI can actually use a similar algorithm to use multiple blockchains' processing power to learn faster and more efficiently. So I think Komodo is definitely on the cards. I think it can do very well if it can scale to what it is saying it can scale to. That's what it's all about, right? Moving from speculation to utility. Kind of the key. Stratis is another one that's quite interesting. I did have some doubts about Stratis, but you know, if it manages to work with businesses, it's basically a blockchain which is designed to build customizable blockchains. I mean, yeah, we've heard that a million times, but if they do work, if Stratis is working with some big businesses, some big companies or some startups, it's great for adoption. So summing this video up, these are just some of them, right? I mean, there's so many. I try, when I do these kind of top 10, top 5 shitcoin videos, I try and like do different coins to give you guys some variety. But there's so many to talk about, there's so many to discuss, and of course I can't go without mentioning the number one, and that's Bitcoin, right? In my opinion, Bitcoin is still, maybe the gains may not be as volatile, you may not be able to do a 10x with Bitcoin so easily or so quickly, but in my opinion, it's still the ultimate digital reserve.